It started on a rainy evening. I ran across the wet street, books in hand, trying not to slip. The wind blew hard. My coat flew open. When I reached the door of our small apartment, I saw the lights were off. That was strange. My sister Rena always came home before me. She liked the house clean, warm, and full of light. I stepped inside. It was quiet. Then I saw her in the kitchen. She was standing still. Her eyes looked red. I asked, "Rena, are you okay?" She smiled and said, "Yes, just tired." But I knew something was wrong. That was the moment my heart felt a small crack. I didn't know that soon everything would break. My name is Dina. I'm 20 years old. I live in a busy city and study at university. My sister Rena raised me. Our parents died in a car crash when I was 10. Since that day, she became everything. My mother, my friend, my family. She worked hard, finished school, got a job, and gave me a home. I love her deeply. I trust her with all my heart. Rena is a smart woman. She teaches history at the same university I go to. Her voice is strong when she speaks in class, but soft when she talks to me. She always makes sure I eat well, sleep enough, and study hard. To others, she is a professor. To me, she is my whole world. 2 years ago, she married Joel. He is also a professor. He teaches psychology. People like him. He smiles all the time and speaks in a soft, slow way. He never shouts, never seems angry. Many students say, "He is so kind." I believed it too. At first, Joel and Rena met at work. They fell in love fast and had a big wedding. Rena looked happy. I felt happy for her. But one day, something small changed. I saw how Joel looked at me. His eyes stayed too long. His smile was strange. I thought, maybe I am wrong. But the look came again and again. Every time he came over, I felt tense. I tried not to be alone with him. I told myself, "Dina, it's nothing. He's just being nice." But my body didn't believe that. My heart beat fast whenever he came near. One afternoon, I sat in my room with my books. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Joel. He wrote, "You look beautiful today." My hands froze. I read it again. "I can't stop thinking about you." My chest felt tight. I stared at the screen. I didn't reply. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he meant to send it to Rena. But then more messages came. "Let's have dinner. Just us. I know you feel the same." I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. I turned off my phone and sat still. The next day, he waited outside my classroom. I walked out, and there he was. "You are special, Dina," he said. His voice was soft, but his eyes made me cold. I walked past him fast. I didn't answer. I told myself, ignore him. Stay away. But it got worse. He started sending flowers. He left notes on my car. He followed me on campus. "You are young. You are beautiful," he said once, standing too close. "I don't want a moment. I want forever with you." I felt sick. My hands shook. I ran to the bathroom and cried. Not just because I was scared, but because I loved my sister. Rena gave me everything. I could not hurt her. I could not break her world. For weeks, I kept it inside. I smiled at Rena. I helped her cook. I studied, but my heart was heavy. I felt like a bird in a cage. Every day I looked over my shoulder. I avoided Joel. I stayed in the library late. I skipped family dinners. I was trying to protect Rena. I didn't want her to see this pain. I thought maybe he would stop. But I was wrong. One night, I was reading in my room. The house was quiet. Rena had gone to visit a friend. I heard a knock at the door. I thought maybe it was her. I opened it and froze. It was Joel. He stood there smiling. His eyes scanned me. "I came to see you," he said. "To love you." I stepped back. "Why are you here?" I asked. My voice shook. He stepped inside. "Because I can't stay away," he said. "You are the one I want." I said, "Please leave." He took a step closer and tried to touch my hand. I shouted, "Get out!" He stopped. His face changed. Okay, he said. "I'm leaving." He walked out, and I slammed the door. I locked it and sat on the floor, crying. My heart beat loud. I felt like the world was crashing. I knew I had to tell Rena. I could not carry this alone. The next morning, I dressed carefully and went to her house. She smiled when she saw me. "Dina, I was just about to call you," she said. "I have good news." She sat down and looked happy. "Joel and I are trying for a baby," she said. "We started IVF. I hope I become a mom soon." My mouth stayed closed. My throat felt tight. I wanted to tell her. I wanted to scream, "He is not who you think he is." But I couldn't. Not after that. She looked so happy, so full of hope. I couldn't take that away. So I stayed quiet. I smiled a little. I said, "That's nice." But inside, I was breaking. At home, I cried in my bed. I didn't eat dinner. I didn't study. I stared at the ceiling and asked, "Why me?" The next few days were worse. Joel sent more messages. "Don't ignore me," he wrote. "You are mine." I blocked his number, but the fear stayed. I started to feel small, weak, and lost. One afternoon, I walked across campus. I saw him again. He stood near a tree, just watching me. I felt cold. I turned and ran back to the main building. I hid in the bathroom, I sat on the floor and cried. I said to myself, "You can't live like this. You must speak." That night, I made my choice. I would tell my sister, no matter what happened, I had to. Even if she hated me. Even if she didn't believe me. I had to try. Before I share the rest of my story, I need to know, where are you listening from? Knowing someone hears me, understands me, gives me strength. The next morning, I woke up early. My stomach hurt from stress. I hadn't slept much. I washed my face and looked in the mirror. My eyes were red. I felt tired, not just in my body, but deep inside. I held my breath for a moment, then let it out slowly. I told myself, today is the day. I walked to Rena's house. My legs felt heavy. My heart beat fast. I didn't know what would happen, but I knew I had to try. When I reached her door, I waited for a second. Then I knocked. She opened the door with a smile. "Dina," she said. "Come in. I made tea." I stepped inside, my hands cold. We sat on the couch. She poured tea into 2 cups and said, "You look tired. Are you okay?" I looked down at the cup. I couldn't hold the words any longer. I looked at her and said, "I need to tell you something. Please listen to me. Don't say anything yet." Her smile faded a little. She looked at me with care. "What is it?" she asked. My hands shook. I put the cup down. I said, "Joel came to our house when you were out. He said he loves me. He tried to touch me. He has been sending me messages. He has followed me at university. I didn't say anything for a long time because I didn't want to hurt you. But now I can't keep it inside anymore." For a moment, the room was silent. Rena blinked. Her face went still. Then she laughed, but it was a strange, short laugh. "What are you saying?" she asked. "Are you serious?" I nodded. "I am not lying," I said. "He really did all that." Her eyes filled with something I didn't expect. Anger. "Stop it," she said. "Why are you doing this? Are you jealous? You want to destroy my marriage?" My heart broke as she spoke. "No," I said. "I love you. I would never hurt you. He is the one who is lying, not me." But she stood up fast. Her face turned red. "You are not my sister," she shouted. "You are a liar." I stood too. My mouth opened, but no words came out. Then she slapped me. My face burned, but my heart hurt more. I touched my cheek, and tears filled my eyes. She walked to the door and opened it wide. "Get out of my house," she said. "Never come back." I didn't move at first. I just stood there, frozen. "Rena, please," I whispered. But she turned her back. She didn't look at me. I walked out slowly and the door closed behind me. That sound of the door closing felt like the end of everything. I went home. I fell on my bed and cried all night. I felt lost. I felt like I had no one. The next day, my phone rang. It was my friend Nina. I picked up the call. Her voice was cold. "Dina, what did you do?" she asked. "Rena is crying. Joel told everyone you tried to steal him. He said you wanted him, not the other way." My voice shook as I said, "That's a lie. He followed me. He sent the messages. I didn't want any of it. I stayed silent because I was scared." But Nina didn't listen. "I don't know what to believe," she said. Then she hung up. Now, I was truly alone. My sister hated me. My friend didn't trust me. Joel walked free as if nothing happened. I stayed in my room for days. I didn't go to class. I didn't answer my phone. I didn't eat much. I stared at the ceiling at night and cried into my pillow. I asked myself again and again, did I do something wrong? But deep inside, I knew I told the truth. I did nothing wrong. I was the one who was hurt. One night I sat up in bed. The moonlight came through the window. I felt something change inside me. I wiped my tears and said, "No more silence. I have the messages. I have the proof. I need to show the truth." The next morning, I woke up early. I went to the drawer and took out my old phone. I opened the message app. All of Joel's words were there. "You are mine. You are beautiful. Let's meet alone." I saved them all. I printed them at the university library. I also took photos of the flowers he sent. I put everything in a folder. My hands shook the whole time, but I didn't stop. That afternoon, I went to the university office. A kind woman at the front desk asked, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yes. I need to talk to someone about Professor Joel. It's very serious." They took me to a small room. I sat down with 2 staff members. I gave them the folder. I said, "Please read this. He is not who he says he is." They opened the papers and read in silence. After a while, one of them looked up and said, "This is serious. Thank you for coming. We will investigate." I went home and waited. 2 days passed. Then I got a call. They asked me to come back. I walked into the office again, feeling nervous. They smiled softly. "We believe you," one of them said. "You were very brave. Thank you for speaking." I cried when I heard that. I covered my face and let the tears fall. Finally, someone believed me. Finally, the truth had a voice. Later that day, they called Rena too. They showed her the messages and photos. At first, she didn't speak. She just looked down. Then her hands began to shake. Her face turned pale. She said, "He told me she was lying. He told me she wanted him." Her voice broke. "Oh God," she whispered. "I was wrong. I hurt my sister. I pushed her away. I didn't believe her. I slapped her. Her tears fell fast. Her voice became quiet. I didn't see the truth. I feel so ashamed. That night, I sat on my bed, reading. I heard a knock. I opened the door, and there stood Rena. Her eyes were red. She looked tired. She held my old toy bear in her hand. She used to give it to me when I was sad as a child. She stepped inside and said, "Dina, I found Joel's old phone. I saw the messages. I saw everything." She sat down slowly. She looked at me and began to cry. "Please forgive me," she said. "I didn't trust you. I believed him. I feel terrible." I walked over and sat beside her. She held my hand and said, "You are not just my sister. You are like my daughter. I raised you. I love you. And I hurt you so badly." My tears came again. "I love you too," I said. "You gave me everything. Even when he made me feel small, I never felt that way about you. I could never hurt you." We cried together for a long time. I felt her arms around me. I felt warm again for the first time in weeks. I knew the road ahead would still be hard, but now I wasn't alone. The next morning, the air felt different. It was quiet in the house. Rena didn't go to work. She stayed home with me. We made breakfast together for the first time in weeks. The kitchen felt warm again. She looked at me many times, her eyes full of pain and love. "I still can't believe I didn't see it," she said. "I trusted him too much. I didn't listen to you. I will never forgive myself for that." I touched her hand and said, "You believed someone you loved. That is not a crime. But now you know the truth. That is what matters." She held my hand tightly. "You saved me," she said. "I thought I had a perfect life, but it was all a lie." That same day, Rena went to the university and gave her statement. She told them she supported the complaint against Joel. She showed them what she found on his old phone. The university staff said they would take strong action. Joel was removed from his classes while the case was under review. Rena came back home and told me everything. "He didn't say a word," she said. "He just stood there and looked at the floor. He looked scared. I felt nothing for him. Not love, not hate. Just cold." A week later, Rena made another big decision. She went to court and asked for a divorce. She told the lawyer, "I cannot stay with a man who hurt my sister. He broke my trust. He broke my heart. I want to be free from him." When Joel received the papers, he tried to call her. She didn't answer. He sent a message saying, "Let's talk. Let's fix this." She blocked his number. "There is nothing to fix," she said. "Some people do not deserve a second chance." I watched Rena become stronger each day. She smiled more. She cooked again. She helped me with my homework. She She even started going out with her old friends. We sat on the couch many nights and watched silly movies. Sometimes we laughed. Sometimes we cried. But we did it together. I started going back to class. My teachers welcomed me with kindness. A few students looked at me with questions in their eyes, but I held my head high. I did nothing wrong. I knew that now, and I would never feel ashamed again. One evening, as we sat on the balcony, Rena looked at the sky and said, "Do you know what hurts the most? Not that he wanted someone else, not that he lied, but that he looked at you like that he tried to take something so pure and turn it into something dark. I can never forgive him for that." I looked at her and said, "He didn't win. You saw the truth. You believed me. That means more than anything." She smiled. "You always had a strong heart," she said. Even when I didn't. The next few weeks were peaceful. Slowly, the pain started to fade. Rena and I became closer than ever. We talked more. We cooked new recipes. We went on long walks. I stopped having bad dreams. My mind felt light again. I could study without fear. I could walk around campus without looking over my shoulder. One day, my friend Nina came to me and said, "I saw what happened. I'm sorry I didn't believe you before. I was wrong." I nodded and said, "Thank you. That means a lot." But I also knew that trust doesn't come back in one day, and that was okay. I didn't want revenge. I wanted peace. I wanted safety. And I had that now. Rena was free. I was safe. Joel was no longer part of our lives. And that was enough for me. One morning, we got a letter from the university. It said Joel had been removed from his position. The investigation was complete. They had all the proof. Rena read the letter out loud. When she finished, she closed her eyes and whispered, "It's over." I saw a tear roll down her cheek, but her face looked calm. That night, we had dinner together. Rena made my favorite meal. We ate slowly and talked about happy things. After dinner, we sat on the floor and looked at old photo albums. We saw pictures of our parents, pictures from when I was small. Rena laughed at one photo where I had a big hat and chocolate on my face. "You were always a little messy," she said, "but you always had a kind heart." I smiled and said, "You were the best sister." "Still are." She hugged me and said, "No matter what, we will always have each other." That was the truth. Life will always bring pain sometimes. People we trust may break that trust, but the heart can heal. Truth can win. And love, real love, can still grow again. I learned that silence is not safety. Speaking up is hard, but it is the first step to freedom. I was scared, but I told the truth. And now I am free. Now Rena and I live in peace. We study. We work. We laugh. We remember the hard days, but we do not live in them. We keep going. We help each other, and we are stronger than ever. Sometimes the people we love the most can hurt us the most. The pain is deep. It feels like the heart is broken. But you must remember, truth always comes out. You are not weak. You are not alone. Don't stay silent. Speak up. Even if no one believes you at first, keep telling your story. One day, the truth will be clear, and when that day comes, you will feel free.